So we're here at Cork Buzz, and I'm Laura, and this week we're talking about cheese and wine pairing. It's my absolute favorite food and drink, and you're getting a pack that's full of delicious surprises, and you're gonna wanna go and get a cheese plate similar to this. So this week we have white Bordeaux. White Bordeaux, the only white wine in this pack, and this is made from the Sauvignon Blanc grape with Semillon. White Bordeaux is perfect anytime you have a tangy goat cheese and something especially that's ash rind and has like fresh herbs, because there's really a strong herbaceousness in this wine that really brings out that tanginess in the goat cheese. We're also going to drink a Ribera del Duero, which is from Spain's famous region, and this grape is Tempranillo. And this wine has a little bit of tannins. You're gonna want something that has a nice fat, but is like a hard crumbly cheese. Think about a Pecorino Romano or something like Parmesan. That fat will cut right through the tannin, and you'll see that the cheese is really nutty as a result. Petite Sirah, it's one of my absolute favorite new grapes. It's dark, it's deep. If you like big wine, you're gonna love this wine, and you absolutely need some creamy, delicious, fatty, rich cheese. In my case, I'm doing my grandma's recipe for house-made ricotta. It's a match made in heaven. And then, it's kind of my favorite wine in this pack, although I love them all so much. It's Seghesio. It's this family that's been making wine forever in Sonoma. And their Carignane French grape, but now planted in Sonoma, is almost like the perfect fig jam. It's really juicy and jammy, and it goes well with all of the cheeses. Our first wine is Chateau de Antonins Bordeaux Blanc. It's a 2016 vintage, as fresh as it gets. And I really thought, I have to put a white wine in this cheese and wine pack. It is the perfect pair. White wine can go with cheese just like red wine can. In this case, Bordeaux is the region, and it's in the southwest part of France. It's so famous. It's really known for red wine, so I thought, you need to try a white Bordeaux. In this instance, it's 75% Sauvignon Blanc. So you might have heard of this grape. It's great. It's from Sancerre. This is just a twist on that Sancerre, if you like that style of herbaceous and citrus and grapefruit. But the 25% left in this blend here is Semillon. So if you haven't heard of Semillon, it's great. It has this waxy kind of lanolin or melon or tropical aroma. So it really cuts some of that, grassy, citrusy, and makes a more medium bodied wine. So you can see, I like this wine a lot. Yeah, in the beginning, it's all sour, grapefruit, citrus, lemon peel, and lime peel. But in the end, you get that strong sense of cut fresh herbs. Think about that cheese that I was mentioning, goat cheese, right? It's tangy, it has a little bit of ash and really kind of mineral, and it brings out the minerality in this wine. If you're wondering, some white Bordeaux is oaked, but this one isn't. And the reason I really wanted that is because I wanted the freshness on the finish to really clean your palate after a tangy goat cheese. So I think it's a perfect pair. Wine number 2 is a delicious Ribera del Duero, and that's the region. And it's a 2015 Cosecha. I'm just telling these crazy words so that you know when you pick up the label what they mean. So Cosecha just means vintage. So this is a young, fresh Ribera del Duero, and it's unoaked, which is really what I wanted in this pairing, because you have a hard cheese. If you pair with this wine, something oaky will be a little bit overwhelming for the cheese. So I wanted this nutty, really rich style of cheese to go with something young and fresh and light in terms of oak, but in terms of body, it's like really delicious. So Tempranillo is the grape, and it has a lot of red fruit, more red cherries and red berries, red plums. The tannins are about moderate, so you don't need a really rich and fatty cheese for this wine, but you can see that the color is really deep and dark. Let's take a sip. Oh wow, it's really nice. It has like a little bit of like almost cocoa or like vanilla on the finish. Even though it's unoaked, it's coming the spice from the Tempranillo grape. And I think when you have like a bite of this nutty cheese, you'll find that it makes the cheese taste more milky, which is really fun, so that this wine will bring out something different in the cheese. And the beauty of food and wine pairing is always that either the wine tastes great on its own and the cheese is amazing on its own, but when they get together, the match is even better. So that's exactly what's happening with this wine and any kind of nutty hard cheese. I couldn't be more excited about this wine. Two Angels, Petite Sirah. It's from Lake County in California. This wine is sure to stain your glass if you leave any on your nightstand before you go to bed. It's a deep, dark, purple, amazing wine. So you like big wine, and this wine is perfect for you. Anyway, Petite Sirah, it's not exactly Syrah. You might be thinking it sounds like it, and the name Petite is a reference to these teeny little berries that the cluster of grapes has. So Syrah grape crossed with another grape called Pelersen created Petite Sirah. But like I mentioned, there's nothing petite about it. The tannins are really strong, and the tannins are what really make this wine so perfect for fatty, buttermilk, rich cheese. So I love a plus because it's stinky and delicious. Goes really well with this style of wine, but my grandma's house-made ricotta recipe that I might think about including in a recipe pack is perfect for this Syrah. So we make this every day at Cork Buzz, and people like go crazy for it. I'm going crazy for this pairing because it's really delicious. The fat in the cheese cut through the tannin in the wine, and it's almost like it's an eraser for the tannin, which is kind of cool. That's the unbelievable thing about food and wine. We're thinking about big red wine with steak, but we don't realize that it's not the steak. You might have heard that in my last pack, but it's really the tannin in the wine and the fat content that make the perfect match. Are my teeth purple yet? Last but not least, I'm obsessed with Seghesio family. I'm obsessed with history, and that's why I got into wine, because it really tells a story. So 125 years ago, this winery was started. So that's 5 generations. It's crazy. This grape, Carignane, is a French import, planted in Dry Creek Valley in Sonoma. So historic winery, unbelievable, new and exciting grape you've probably not had before. And if you have, maybe you've had it from Sardinia or from Israel or any other of the regions in the Mediterranean. This wine just speaks like sun-kissed strawberries, fig jam, dried blueberries. I mean, what is better than all of those dried fruits and a cheese plate? In this particular instance, I was like, wait a minute, could this really be this good? Because I opened it and 2 days later it was still unbelievable. So we have more of like a medium body in terms of color, in terms of the flavor, but the silky kind of texture is really why I love this wine. I have this obsession with this cheese. It's called Romano. It's an inside scoop. It's like cheese candy, seriously, like caramel, nutty, and really like unbelievable with the texture, because it almost has like this sweet candied aroma and flavor, the cheese that is. And the same is true with the wine. So often we can do pairings where we have a similar flavor in a cheese, similar flavor in the wine, and one makes the other one really stand out. Or you can do contrast, which in this pack you have fat cutting through tannin. So contrasting pairing. The other thing about this wine that's amazing with all 4 cheese on this plate, or in cheese in general, if you had one wine to bring to a party and you know it was a cheese party, I think you should bring this one. This one is kind of like a fig jam. So if the wine is the condiment, then you don't actually need the condiment on the plate, which is kind of cool too. So I hope you enjoy this wine. I'm gonna have another sip. The only thing I love more than cheese and wine is my pet. And I really want to know what you love, what wine you love, and what's your favorite pet, or what's your favorite pet's name. You want to know the answer to what my pet's name is? Post your favorite picture and I'll be sure to tell you. Are you ready to give up all other food and drink besides cheese and wine? I sure am. Follow us at Weekly Tasting. You'll be the first to know about all these amazing packs and things that we have cooked up for in the future.